Okay, I'm going to show you how to use one of these old brass blow torches. Most of them are made in Sweden. They're pretty common, pretty similar. Basically they run off paraffin in the UK, which I think is probably kerosene in the US. And we'll show you how to get them going. Often these, when you buy them, you need a bit of servicing to get them working. And in particular, if I undo this, you'll see the leather cup plunger which is used to create the pressure which forces the pressurizes the paraffin. These easily decay and get old, so you can replace them. They're made of leather. I've got some here which I bought off eBay. I think the supplier is someone in Turkey, but they're quite cheap. I think I got 5 for about £5. That's UK pounds. About $8, and it takes about a week to arrive. So when you get them, just put them in a bit of oil for an hour or so, and then they're all ready to go. The other thing to check is that where you put the paraffin in, make sure there's a good seal there, otherwise the actual pump won't pressurize. As you can see, I put another rubber O-ring in there, another rubber washer, which seals nicely. It just stops when you pump up and the pressure builds up, it stops it leaking out. So you put the paraffin in there, make sure the seal's okay, screw it up. What I tend to do, make sure it's tight, screw it in this pressure relief valve, give it a couple of pumps just to build the pressure up, and then release this. You can hear the air come out there. And then it's time to put some methylated spirits in the warming chamber, which is here. And what happens is the methylated spirits ignites, you set fire to it, it burns, and then as it burns it heats up the whole tube and vaporizes kerosene, which when under pressure then sprays out and creates the blowtorch effect. So I'll now show that in operation. As you might be able to see, I've lit the methylated spirits. If you turn this light off, you might see it better. As you can see, we'll let that heat up, and this takes a minute or so till it gets going. So as I say, as the flame burns, it produces heat obviously, which then vaporizes the kerosene in the injector tube, which you can probably just see there. So this is called the pre-warming phase. So having screwed in the pressure valve there, you give it a couple of pumps and it should ignite. Keep the pressure on, and then once it gets going, the heat that generates heats up the kerosene and off it goes. Difficult to see the flame here. And as you pump it, you can get more pressure. So I put it over here, you might be able to see the flame better. Nice blue flame. This one, the angle of the injector is probably, or the nozzle is probably slightly out because it's flaming outside of the external case, but it still looks pretty good, I think. That's probably about 50 years old, that blowtorch, maybe 40-30 years, but it's still working perfectly now. And then when you've had enough and you want to set it down, stop it, you just release this valve here, unscrew it, pressure reduces, and the flame stops and dies, and that's it. One vintage brass blowtorch and how it works.